I'm somehow covered in dog hair, even though this shirt is straight out of the wash. So it's been quite a long time since I've upgraded my main desktop microphone. Basically not since 2021 when I started off with Audio-Technica's AT2020 USB. But Elgato did send me a new microphone to review about a month ago, the Elgato Wave DX XLR microphone. I've been using this for making YouTube videos and TikToks and Zoom calls, and even for proper video production for voiceovers and client work. And yeah, I gotta tell you, I think a lot of people are gonna be impressed with this thing. The Wave DX is a really simple product on its own. No bells and whistles, no controls, it's just a solid XLR mic. And I mean solid, this thing is built like a brick. It's a dynamic cardioid microphone and picks up most of the audio from this smaller edge here. Because it's got a slightly wider polar pattern than most other microphones of this type, it's also really decent at picking up your voice even if you kind of stray left or right of that main pickup area, which is really useful. I did find you want to be sitting fairly close to this, like 3 inches or less seems to be the sweet spot. But if you get really close up and like sitting right on top of your mic, you don't have too much of that proximity effect. So that's fairly limited and you still get quite a natural sound out of it, which is something I really like. I found the noise projection to be quite impressive with this one. So it's really decent at blocking out sounds that are a little bit far away in the house, like Rusty running around, and also does an okay job of blocking out my keyboard, which I'm typing on now. That's just down here. You can hear it a little bit, but it's not too intrusive. It's not so good at taking bumps or shocks though. For example, I've got this mounted to a boom arm here, and whenever I bump my desk while recording, or even if I'm just typing a little bit too hard, it just travels all the way up and the take is pretty much ruined. Yeah, a little tap on the boom arm or the desk itself, you're gonna be hearing about it, so be careful around this one. The actual sound out of the Wave DX is probably best described as bright and crisp. It's tuned towards the mids and higher frequencies quite a bit, so you end up with a microphone that enhances most voices, but is quite limited in the lower, deeper sounds. Because this is so tuned to the human voice, it's kind of limited in the sorts of applications that you can use it for. Like, sure, if you're doing content creation and using a sensible voice, it's probably gonna sound great to you, but it's kind of limited in terms of how good it is for stuff like music, or if you want that deep booming podcast sound where people get really close to the microphone and sound like they're standing right behind you while they talk. It's just not great at that. Overall, the sound profile of this will be pleasing to most people right out of the box. And I think most importantly, it's really forgiving if you're new to microphones. For that, I think it'll suit starters and semi-pros really well. I'll admit, I've never been a fan of Elgato's design philosophy. What is the design philosophy of Elgato? Black and blocky? This microphone here clearly continues this trend as a solid black brick. And yeah, I honestly think it's the worst thing about this entire product. Think about it. Microphones in particular, more than ever, are used as set dressing and for self-expression. They often get as much screen time as your face itself and sit quite prominently next to it, right? Like, this is content creator fashion. For off-screen stuff like podcasting or voiceover work, or if you just don't like having your mic in the actual shot, then obviously this doesn't matter to you. But I really think with Elgato being a streamer-focused brand, they should put a little bit more love into the aesthetics of their products, especially the ones that are going to be seen on camera. This really doesn't set my heart on fire. I don't want to show this off. Personally, I would spend a little bit more cash on something that looks kind of cool, that says something about me. Like, I really like the look of the Audio-Technica mics because they look a little bit retro. I would pay an extra little bit of cash for that. Or even the Wave 3 from Elgato themselves looks cooler than this. I do appreciate one part of the design though, with a little bit of force. Let's, yeah, I've got this. That's gone forever. With a little bit of force, you can pull off this little logo thing here. So you can either have the logo completely gone, or you can twist this around to kind of have it the right way. So there we go. So you could have it pointing the right way if you would so like, or you can 3D print your own if you're so inclined. That's kind of cool. I appreciate that. I think what this mic has going for it most is the price. It's 159 Australian dollars or $99 US. And look, for the quality that you're getting out of this, the build quality and the sound quality, I think that's a really good price. It's definitely worth it to me. Here's the thing. This is how they get you because it's not really usable by itself. One, it doesn't even come with an XLR cable. In the box, you get the microphone, a screw adapter, and that's it. Thankfully, XLR cables are fairly easy to come by and aren't too expensive. If you would like to pay a little bit of extra money and give it to Elgato, you can buy this lovely braided one from Elgato themselves, but just know that it is overpriced. Two, if you're starting from scratch, you may also need an XLR audio interface and a boom arm or mic stand. So the upfront cost is suddenly creeping up into the $300 to $500 range, depending on what you get. Elgato provided me with their Wave XLR, which has a single XLR input with 48 volt phantom out and a single latency-free headphone input. That'll set you back $239, and I think that's fine for what you get. I like how big and smooth the volume knob is, and that you can mute stuff by tapping the box itself. The volume display is also really clear and easy to understand. Yeah, it's a really awesome bit of kit to pair with this microphone, especially when you're doing on-camera stuff and need to make quick adjustments. It's really good at stuff like that. The good thing about this mic though, if the Wave XLR doesn't exactly suit your needs or if it's too expensive, you can just connect this to any other audio interface. It basically connects to anything because all you've got here is a single XLR connection and that's it. So yeah, if something else suits your needs better or is a bit cheaper, then go for it. It'll work. So, should you buy this? Look, I think this microphone is a really decent choice if you're a semi-pro or brand new content creator looking to get into XLR microphones. This one is affordable and all of the little features and tweaks that it has on it make it really forgiving for people who are still practicing their microphone technique. Just consider if you can actually afford the boom arm and the XLR cable and the audio interface as well. Sometimes a USB microphone is going to be a lot cheaper and just as good for your needs. You know what is affordable though? Clicking subscribe and like. It's free. Thank you.